when he coached the Knicks in his last year before going to that school. That, you know, they play basketball there as well, down in
Lexington, I've heard of them.
What's the name of that school?
Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
They got a pretty good squad this year.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about depth, Big Blue Nation. Defensively, I think it's the best defensive team in America.
You think people in that state have December 27th circled on their calendar? Kentucky at Louisville.
That has become an incredible monster game now. Louisville defensively, you mentioned to them, they really get after it. Shooting the basketball has been a dilemma for them. They have been up and down shooting the rock.
It's Louisville in white, Indiana in red. Our officials for game 2 tonight are Terry Weimer, Tim Clockerty, and Mike Eads. An outstanding crew here for the second game of the Jimmy V Classic. Mike Eads will get us underway. And for the first time in 11 years, it's the Cardinals and the Hoosiers meeting on the basketball court. And the first possession of the night belongs to Louisville.
Don't get me started with that, because they should be playing every year, just like Kentucky should be playing Indiana every year. Fans want it, players want it, everybody wants it, except the coaches.
Onuaku tries to follow up his own miss, tries to run it down in the corner, but it's Indiana ball.
Big, strong, young guy. Brother played at Syracuse a few years back. Yeah.
Onuaku, just a freshman, but Rick Pitino speaks glowingly about his conditioning and the way he's picking everything up, and he has started every game so far for Louisville.
Here comes that pressure on the basketball. They'll try to turn you over. Their guard combo does a great job, Jones and Rozier, defensively.
Mascara Perea with a reverse.
Nice little play. If they can get any kind of productivity offensively from guys like Mascara Perea, that'll be a big plus.
Keep an eye on 24 in white. This is Harrell with the ball, the preseason All-American. And an incredible game in the Cardinals season opener down in Puerto Rico. 30 points, including 3 threes against Minnesota.
We're going to see multiple defenses. They're zoning right now. They're going to make them shoot the three.
Hey, Mascara Perea came to play tonight. Great rebound in traffic.
They're going to pack it in inside and make them shoot that three, Louisville, to try and beat them.
Troy Williams from the baseline, and a great start for the Hoosiers.
Williams, very athletic player. He's a high riser. He's the nephew of Bo Williams.
And they're in the 2-3 zone again.
Yeah, they're going to zone. They're going to make them shoot. Show me they're going to pack it in.
Nice
they're going to have to make some perimeter shots.
Good ball movement. Nice shot fake. Winds up with Blackshear getting a wide open three. And a second opportunity now for the Cardinals. Chris Jones will tee it up and knock it down.
He can shoot from the left side. He really likes the left side of the floor. If you study any kind of film on him, he really loves shooting from that area.
Williams trying to go coast to coast. Mascara
Perea with a jam. I love the way you said that. Why can't his name be Smith or Jones? I make it easy. I'll tell you one thing, they're attacking the pressure. They're moving the ball, and they're in attack mode, not just satisfied backing the ball out.
Only loss for Indiana to Eastern Washington. That came at home. And they've got wins over the likes of SMU to their credit so far this year.
Pittsburgh, too.
Pittsburgh as well, that's right, 81-69 as Williams leaves it short. With a speed on Jones, left-handed layup, no. Blackshear follows it up, got a chance for three.
They're expecting him to have a big year. He stayed in Louisville all summer. He worked on his game. He's been a little up and down in his career, but they're expecting a big year out of Blackshear. And here he is working on the offensive boards. Great hands right there. And there's the conversion. Take a look down the other end. They're moving the ball. They're in attack mode. Mascara Perea with the jam.
Blackshear, seniors you mentioned, came in with all kinds of accolades and really has not lived up to that, but he has shown some signs of it this year, including 4 threes and a 22-point effort against the Buckeyes.
He had really a lot of injuries early in his career. They got a full good trap.
And the three for James Blackman Jr., the leading freshman scorer in the country at better than 19 points per game.
And better than 50% shooting from the three. Incredible shooter. That played at Kentucky.
Blackshear knocks down a three. What a start in this one. Tied at 9, 3 minutes in.
I like the fact that both attacking. They're not playing that passive basketball. They're in attack mode.
Green talking earlier today about trying to simulate the Louisville pressure, going 4-on-3, 6-on-5, that sort of thing. in practice to get his team ready for the Cardinals. Mascara-Perea with a miss, and back comes Louisville.
Louisville's got great balance. They got perimeter play, inside play.
Rozier. And wave it off. Anis Mahmoud touched it when it was on the rim. It looked like it might have rolled in had he not touched it at all.
That was a real good call by the official. You cannot play with the ball up there. Internationally you can, but not in basketball here. There it is. The ball's hanging up there, and there's the touch. I think it would have went in, Dan. I think it would have went in.
Mahmoud, a 7-footer, a freshman from Cairo, who is into the game early. He's becoming a bigger factor right now. Mango Mathiang has a high ankle sprain, may not be able to play tonight, and Mahmoud is already into the game for Onuaku.
Hey, if you can play it, they're going to find you. I don't care where you're at. Oh, he got bumped. He got bumped.
Out of bounds off Blackman, back to Louisville.
Blackman's dad played at Kentucky, played in the mid-'80s, played for Eddie Sutton. Coached his son at Marion High School last year, averaged 33 points a game. Came down. Louisville was in a hunt. Louisville, Kentucky, and he wanted to stay in the state of Indiana.
Mahmoud leaves it short from the free throw line, and back come the Hoosiers. Yogi Ferrell, the top point guards in the country. Rick Pitino wanted an offensive foul there. Ferrell still going.
He can handle a rock. He has great ball handling skills.
Williams turns it over. 3-on-2 Louisville. Coast to coast, the lay-in for Rozier.
Good move by Rozier. The defense went out to the two guys on the angles coming into the basket. He just went right straight to the goal.
A very quick pace in the first 4.5 minutes here in this one.
Rozier tries to emulate everything Dwayne Wade does.
You could do worse.
Just play half like him and be all right.
Of course, Dwayne Wade in college played for Tom Crean at Marquette. Nice cut by Williams. The pass a little bit behind him, and an Indiana turnover to take us to the first media time.
Out through research and to help so many people out there. When you affect people's lives, that's a big plus.
Look at him.
Are you serious?
Oh, my.
Are you serious? I mean, come on now. They're waving it off.
Wave it off.
They're waving it off, but I mean, you saw his athleticism, his explosiveness. He got a smile on his face. He wanted to go to North Carolina originally as a kid.
He's going to get a chance to play on Tobacco Road this year with the ACC, with Louisville moving into that league. Colin Hartman was the guy stepping in and bravely taking the charge. Just entered the game out of the timeout.
You know, Hartman had an ACL surgery, came back really quick.
Yep, it's into the ball, number 30.
Played really well against Pittsburgh.
Nice pass inside, and the finish for Mascara-Perea, the assist to Blackman.
Tell you one thing, Mascara-Perea is really very active on the inside here. And that's a big plus. They need that. It negates some of the great effectiveness for a guy like Harold.
Hartman drawing the assignment of Harold.
He's going to go post him on the inside.
Rozier, the penetration, off-balance shot, banks it home.
He's a slasher. He's a driver, a slasher, has a scorer's mentality.
Mascara-Perea defended by Harold. He's going right at him. A little running hook shot.
Hey, I'm on a scouting report. I was told very limited offensively. Are you serious what we're watching here early in this game?
Average is 7.4. He's already ahead of that. He's got 8.
Billy looks impressive, too. Very active. Getting better and better.
Rozier from the wing for 3.
Rozier and Jones are going to be a dynamite duo. When you rate the best backcourts in basketball, they're going to be right up there as a terrific backcourt at Wichita State.
Farrell kicks it out. Hartman back to Johnson, and he knocks down a 3.
Johnson, Farrell, and Blackman can make shots. They get good ball movement. One thing Rick Pitino told me today on the phone, he said their ball movement is excellent. Their turnover ratio versus last year is so much better this year.
How about Indiana shooting 44% as a team from three-point range on the season? Ball still in play. And we've got a foul as Rozier will head to the free throw line.
I'll tell you one thing that'll be a big advantage for Indiana if they can hang close and make this a game to the last 5 minutes is the free throw line.
Yeah.
When you look at Louisville, I may be wrong, but I could have sworn 59%.
You're right.
59% for the season.
Indiana's 75.
Absolutely, that could be a big difference maker.
Rozier, the sophomore out of Youngstown, Ohio, averaging about 13 points per game. More subs coming in. Nick Zeisloft is into the game for Indiana, another guy who can shoot it. Emmett Holt has checked in. He had a great game against Pittsburgh, and also Stanford Robinson. Of course, as all college basketball fans know, Indiana went through a lot before the beginning of the season, with a couple of players, Williams and Robinson, suspended for 4 games after failed drug tests, and then there was the automobile accident involving Holt as a driver. Devin Davis, who went back onto the road, was hit by Holt's car. He's still recovering from a head injury, but they have 3 of the 4 players back. They're all hoping for the best, for the full recovery sooner rather than later for Davis. But this was a team that really went through a lot of off-court turbulence before the season even began. Andy Katz has more.
An update on Devin Davis. He is still rehabbing in Indianapolis, and in talking to the Indiana team doctor, Larry Rink, right now he's going through cognitive rehab. Essentially, it is a bruising of the brain. I mean, it is, he had a traumatic brain injury in that car accident. I did speak with Emmett Holt earlier during their shoot-around. He said the Devin Davis family has been tremendous in helping him get through it, because obviously, as the driver, being a pedestrian, obviously there's a lot of guilt involved in that, and Devin Davis said, Holt said that Devin Davis's family really has helped him get through everything. As for when Davis will get back on the court, there is no timetable. They're just hoping he can get back in the classroom next semester.
All right, Andy, thank you. Meanwhile, a rim-rattling dunk from Montrezl Harrell gives the Cardinals a 2-point lead. But the Indiana program healing and coming together, and Tom Crean said today there wasn't anything wrong with the program. There was something wrong with this group of players. He talked about a collective lack of maturity, some poor decision-making, but they've dealt with it, and they all want to believe they're moving on.
You know, responsibility, accountability really comes to the player. You got to look in the mirror, and you got to be grown up, mature. You're wearing a uniform that represents greatness. You think about Indiana, you think about Louisville, Kentucky, Duke, these great programs, North Carolina, UCLA. I mean, you're not just playing for yourself. You're playing with great tradition. And the coach has to be accountable because he's recruiting these guys. But the situation is they got to look in the mirror as an athlete. They're not little kids anymore. They're going to make these decisions. You make good decisions, good things happen. Make bad decisions, bad things happen.
And a turnover, and another Harrell slam.
That's a little Jam City right there, Mr. Howell.
Another one.
Oh, that's just sloppy basketball. Sloppy basketball.
Timeout, Indiana, and you can understand why.
On a TO, baby. He needed it right there. That was just sloppy basketball.
America can pressure you and turn defense into offense like the Louisville Cardinals. They get one, and then Harrell, he gets another one. He scored 6 points in 38 seconds, 4 points in about 3 seconds.
That was just a gift right there. Santa Claus came early for him. What a gift. I mean, they just handed it to him. They said, here, All-American, look good. He likes it. They love his leadership. They say he's unbelievable when he walks in the locker room, halftime. You can back it up, too, with his ability. Here comes the full guard pressure.
They don't have Yogi Ferrell in the game right now. Obviously, their point guard and their primary ball handler, so it's going to be up to somebody else.
That's a dangerous
and
pass.
Another one. Wow.
Sloppy pass. You float the ball up in the air. That's anybody's ball. You got to get Yogi on the floor.
Can they handle the pressure without Ferrell in the game? And he's gone to the scorer's table. He wasn't out very long, but it was a disaster for Indiana while he was in there. Well, he was out of the game already. Blackshear does not get the bounce. Jalen Johnson can't finish, but another offensive rebound.
3 opportunities. They're going to go for number 4. What a rebound. You talk about a big-time rebound going laterally across the lane. Johnson with a major rebound.
And a timeout on the floor. Indiana needs to get.
You can also get an autographed copy of my book if you go to dickmytalonline.com or go to Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. The book's available. I did it with Dick Weiss, noted writer from out here in New York, Hall of Fame guy, who's really just so knowledgeable about the world of basketball. What a spurt right now by Louisville. And that was all created. They have not had to absolutely go to their side of the floor. All created down here on Indiana's side with pressure.
And all without Yogi Ferrell in the game, so Tom Crean's got him back in. You can see it was a lightning quick 7-0 run for the Cardinals.
Anybody with the name Yogi can play. Anybody with that name can play.
Berra and Ferrell.
Yes, sir.
The drive by Johnson. And the finish by Williams.
What a nice little look by Johnson. Williams finishing, showing his slashing, jumping ability. Boo Williams, noted guy who's helped so many kids. AAU basketball down in Virginia. That's his nephew. Played at St. Joe's, Boo did.
Jones. Blackshear using the screen, a little strong.
Really beating him by glass right now. Too many second and third opportunities.
There's a lot of grappling under the rim for every rebound. This is a physical game. Emmett Holt with his offhand, too strong off the glass.
The one area where they excel when you look at Indiana, shoot the basketball and move the basketball.
Wow, Blackshear is wide open, and Indiana's fortunate he didn't knock that down.
That's really been their dilemma this year. Saying the dilemma when a team has been so brilliant as that, but making shots is really a concern.
Corner three, count it for Zeislov.
They can all shoot the three, man. You said it, Dan. Said it well when Zeislov came in. He's another.
By two in the first game tonight. If you weren't with us, as Montrezl Harrell checks back in, it was Villanova defeating Illinois 73-59 in a game that was closer than that. The Wildcats pulling away in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, Big East, certainly they're in the class of the Big East right now. Look at Villanova.
Boy, that's good ball movement. Rozier from Jones.
Tell you one thing, those two guys can make music together, and they love playing defense. They really get after it.
Farrell better watch out. Didn't see Rozier.
There it is, the deflection from the back. And what does it do?
Oh, missed it.
Oh, the ball came off, slid off his hand.
Well, up and down pace. Farrell's open.
I'm going to tell you something, Dan. It becomes contagious, man. One guy can knock down the three. His teammate says, well, I can do it too.
Indiana's 4 for 5 from three-point range on the night. Harrell gets free again.
Harrell gets free, but I'm going to tell you, it was created by the penetration of Jones. Tremendous job penetrating, creating the opportunity.
In a stat you may not have known they keep, Kenny Klein, the outstanding SID at Louisville. Montrezl Harrell now has 159 dunks in his career, 3 away from Purvis Ellison's program record. Rozier tries to save it. And Mike Eads will get between them and make sure nothing further develops.
Never nervous, Purvis.
Never
When they won
nervous.
that national title, 86.
Yep.
They beat our colleague down there. Our colleague, Mr. Millicent
That's right,
Company.
at Duke.
Yeah, they had 37 wins, that Duke team.
Coach K's first Final Four year.
As Harrell just hanging around the basket, Dunk City. He made a smart decision. Now, it was a great decision he made to come back to school. To add a lot to his game. So many kids leave too early and aren't ready.
Farrell to inbound for the Hoosiers. Up and down pace. Even with Louisville being as good of a defensive team as they are, we suspected this may be a high-scoring game.
Well, the one thing keeping him in the game, Indiana, is making the three. Swing the ball really well. Great ball handling, great ball movement, ball handling.
Max Potzel is in the game, number 3 for Indiana. Farrell has it partially rejected. Blackman is there to clean it up.
They're going to get some shots from Blackman. He hasn't had many opportunities. He's one of the premier three-point shooters in America.
2 for 3, 5 points in the game. Rozier leads all scorers with 10. Jones will knock it down. He's got 5.
Jones pulls up, good medium-range jump shot.
Indiana shooting 61% and losing right now. Holtzel is open, and he hits a 3, and he got fouled as well.
Everybody's in the act. Everybody's in the act. Making threes all over the Garden. Something the Knicks don't do. Phil Jackson, get your guys to make some threes. He said, I want to make some twos, never mind threes. They are shooting the rock, man. There's the extra pass, square the body, there's the contact. Could be a 4-point play.
They are 5 for 7 from three-point range in the game and 12 for 19 overall.
Well, Tom Green told me before the game, he said, Dickie B, we can flat out shoot the rock. If we get open, we can make shots.
And Dick, 5 different Hoosiers have made a 3 in this game. They're down by 1.
That was a bad pass right there. Got away with it.
Harrell. He made 3 threes in the first game of the season against Minnesota. Has not made one since, but expanding his jump shot is something that he really spent a lot of time working on over the summer.
That was a tough moment for Rick Pitino, coaching against his son, Richard. They got 2 losses. In fact, they lost in the Garden here to St. John's, where they had a big lead. And St. John's a lot better this year than they were last year.
Picked up a road win at Syracuse. 3 out there for Jones, and a foul underneath. I think it's Mascara Perea. And it is. You know, considering how physical this game has been, Dick, very few fouls, just 3 on Louisville, 4 on Indiana, almost 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, really interesting. They set the fast pace up and down the floor. You don't see this kind of tempo in a lot of games. There's so much hold the basketball, run the clock down.
Mathiang is into the game now for the first time. Mango Mathiang for Louisville, another one of the big men, and a more experienced guy, a sophomore. They got a number of freshmen Rick Pitino works in as well, again dealing with a high ankle sprain. So we weren't sure before the game if he could play or if he does how much or how well he could play, but he's checked in now.
It's amazing how those players he gets on the post will get better and better and better over the years. People do a great job of teaching post play. Rick Pitino used to do that all the time at the 5-star basketball camp on the Howard Garfield.
Rozier, the extra pass. Gill with a drive, needs some help. Great look inside, and another slam for Harrell, the assist to Rozier.
Well, you know, Rozier, great eye contact, throws a diagonal pass, and Harrell has the great first step to the goal.
Oh, what a productive night for both of those players so far. Blackman has it altered at the rim by Mathiang, and now a foul on Indiana.
Maybe it's me, but he can get fouled right there, Blackman. I thought there was contact, Dan Shulman. Come on. I thought there was contact. Give the kid a break.
Let's take a look at the other end. Montrezl Harrell, who had one dunk waved off on an offensive foul, has 4 officially here tonight. Some high percentage looks for the All-American.
He's a dunking machine, man. He's a dunking machine.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building, turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
When Neil Lane creates a ring for today's biggest stars, it looks fabulous from every angle. And for Kay Jewelers, he does the exact same thing. Yes. Neil Lane Bridal, vintage-inspired rings at Kay, the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Pelicans Mavs at 8. Heat Nuggets at 10:30. Tomorrow on ESPN.
60% overall. We mentioned the offensive rebound. The Cardinals have 12 offensive rebounds already. Even though Indiana beat Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh had 25 offensive rebounds against the Hoosiers. It's no secret Indiana's not the biggest team in the world, and Louisville's really crashing the glass.
Well, we said that on the top of the show. The big edge on the interior goes to Louisville. We can see that right there on the inside.
Nice drive by Mathiang, and the lead is 5.
Mathiang's ankle just feels a lot better than he got that deuce, I can tell you that. Here comes that tenacious pressure. This kid can handle it, though. Yeah. Yogi can handle it.
One of the best point guards in America, a junior. They gave up 6 points in 38 seconds when he was on the bench.
Finished second from Mr. Basketball that played in high school to Gary Harris.
Williams with a runner. Look at that rebound by Hotzel. Williams will try another wild shot. He's 0 for 2, once with the right hand and once with the left. Rozier blocked by Hotzel, but another offensive rebound. And Mathiang puts it back in.
I mean, that's been a big difference here. The offensive glass, being aggressive. That's one of the keys to playing aggressive basketball. You offensive rebound, you have deflections, you block shots.
13 offensive rebounds in 14 minutes. Great ball movement. Farrell finds Emmett Holt.
I tell you one thing, Rick Pitino cannot be happy with his defense. They're allowing too much penetration and allowing too many easy baskets.
Jones, what a move!
That's a big-time move right there. What body control.
And the lead is 7 for the 4th-ranked team in the nation.
They just don't stop coming out.
Yeah.
Look at the head right on the ball. You watch Jones when he plays defense. You young kids, the head right on the basketball.
There's Blackman. Not an explosive first half for Blackman. He is 2 for 4, 5 points. And now Indiana turns it over.
They're doing a great job denying Blackman opportunities to shoot the ball. He's only had one opportunity to shoot a 3 today.
Jones. And here comes Yogi Ferrell. Behind the back. Double team and foul. Yep. Rozier.
Look at Jones right here. Great move. Keeps the pivot foot down, switches from the right hand to the left hand, a little jump stop. Here it is right there. Look at that jump stop. Keeps that pivot foot down, goes to the left hand. That's a big-time NBA move right there.
And Dick, Tom Crean just changed all 5 players. And Louisville will wear you down as much as any team in the country. So Tom Crean's going to see how deep his team is right now.
The danger point, though, is that Farrell's on the bench.
Yeah.
And with that pressure, that could be really tough.
Robinson has returned. Robert Johnson's back in. Nick Zeisloft is back in. And also, we see for the first time Jeremiah April, a 6'11" freshman from Joliet, Illinois, number 44. Johnson the drive, and no shot to get that by Matthew. Some words exchanged and a little bit more than that. Don't believe any technicals were called.
Legitimate block. They said something. Just play basketball. Play basketball.
A stare down for Matthew and a kind of a mild forearm there from Johnson. It stays with the Hoosiers. Louisville giving up only 49 points per game so far on the season. Now the schedule obviously will get tougher. That number will go up, especially once they enter ACC play.
Yeah, stats really sometimes early in the year are very misleading. Get some of those blowouts.
And the foul against Anton Gill of Louisville.
The big stat he has, they beat a good Ohio State team, a very good Ohio State team who has a great guy to think offensively, D'Angelo Russell.
Johnson, bounce pass inside at the feet of April.
As soon as you turn it over, they're going back the other way.
Gill, no.
Oh, there's the offensive glass again.
And guess who?
He's a monster on the glass.
He's a monster.
Harold, he's a monster on the glass. Man, he's the monster man. No question, no doubt about it. It's amazing to see his development.
And Matthew with another block.
He's been really positive off the bench.
Yep.
Two baskets on the inside, 2 block shots.
Matthew in the post.
Are you kidding me? He's come in, supposed to have an ankle injury. They told us he might not play. There he is, a little jump hook in the lane. This is a very good Louisville team. My friends, this is a very good Louisville team. And I'll tell you one thing. They got 2 big-time teams. No, they got 3 big-time teams in Kentucky. Here, Kentucky's A team, Kentucky's B team, and Louisville.
And Kentucky at Louisville, don't forget about that. December 27th, turning defense into offense again.
He just goes get it. See, misses some shots, and there's Mathiak with the block shot. He's been so productive off the bench. Now watch him in the post. Little jump hook over the left shoulder. Spins in the lane, seals the defense off.
They're out rebounding Indiana by 9. They've got 7 steals in the game to 1 for the Hoosiers. They've got 4 blocks in the game to 1 for the Hoosiers. They're no fun to play against.
They are physical, man. They are very physical, tenacious. And that coach there gets the most out of them. This guy's 700+ wins. He won 52 games the year he left New York. Had him in the playoffs, 2nd round. With 4 years in with the Celtics, can you imagine what his numbers would have been at the collegiate level? Had he stayed just college, he stayed at Kentucky.
2 national championships, Hall of Famer. Farrell is back in the game for the Hoosiers.
He stayed at Kentucky, there'd be no John Calipari at the level he's now.
College basketball landscape would be a different place. And the foul on Mathiang on the drive by Mosquera Perea. He got up to a great start in this game, 8 early points.
Really did. I think one thing, I see those jerseys, it gives me a little goosebumps. I mean, it's just elite. It's a sexy matchup, man. Indiana Louisville. Oh, I promise I will not say today that John Calipari has to make sure he and Tom Crean that Kentucky plays Indiana. I mean, that is a must. That is a must to send it on point.
Another steal, and this time the finish for Blackshear. This one's gotten away from the Hoosiers as they turn it over again.
It's the defense. It's just absolutely been a nightmare for Indiana to deal with.
And right now, they're even having trouble getting the ball in bounds.
Blackshear with the jam.
Indiana was going toe-to-toe with Louisville, shooting the three great, but now they're having trouble just getting a shot off because of all the turnovers. Here comes Yogi Ferrell. Zeislov. Look at that rebound by guard, Rozier.
Hey, Rozier can get up. They get the ball out quickly. They always run. They're in a run mood all the time. Run, baby, run.
You got to be in shape to play for Rick Pitino.
Absolutely.
Jones behind the screen. Saved by Harrell. Offensive foul. Timeout on the floor. The Cardinals have extended the lead to 13.
The 2014 Jimmy V Classic presented by Corona is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. And Unbroken, in theaters Christmas Day.
Hi, I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV. And I'm Scrawny Arms Rob Lowe, and I have cable.
DirecTV is the undisputed leader in sports, which means you can watch the games you want to. With cable, I get to watch some of the games I want to. When it comes to sports, with DirecTV, you can have them all. Looks like I'm not having any mayonnaise.
Don't be like this, me. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
You better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Make your dreams come true this season with the Infinity Limited Engagement Winter Event. Right now, lease an Infinity QX60 for $419 a month. Visit your local Infinity retailer.
Friday on SportsCenter, we take a closer look at the greatest high school football game of all time.
Good gosh almighty, I don't believe it! This is unbelievable!
Good gosh almighty, the comeback, a new SC feature, premiering Friday at 6 p.m. on SportsCenter.
All right, coming on the Mazda halftime report, Villanova takes care of business game one tonight in New York. Seth Greenberg will tell you how he got it done. Also, Dan, I know you guys got something special planned at the half with Dickie V as well. What is that?
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Here with Big Ten Commissioner Jim Delaney with a major announcement that the Big Ten tournament will be here in 2018 at Madison Square Garden. But it's going to be a week before Selection Sunday. How hard was that to convince your coaches to play it a week earlier?
We had a lot of conversations about it, but to be in the Mecca, college basketball Mecca, we thought it was a good trade-off. We're going to start a little bit earlier, end a little bit earlier, and we're going to be able to play at Madison Square Garden, which I think most people regard as the most important basketball arena in the country.
You've got Madison Square Garden and Washington, D.C. twice on the East Coast within a 6-year period. What does that say now about the Big Ten?
Well, we're living in two regions. We're in an 8-year period. We're going to be twice here and 6 in the Midwest, and we think it's a way to serve our fans and the two regions that we now live in.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Thanks, Andy.
Back to you, Dan and Jay.
All right, Andy, thank you. So the Big Ten, 2017 in Washington, 2018 here in New York. Obviously, the additions of Maryland and Rutgers to the Big Ten are a big part of the reason for this. It's also going to bounce around Chicago, Indianapolis. What do you think about the Big Ten holding its tournament here and in Washington?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, are you kidding me? Taking it all over the place. Why not? I mean, it's unreal. This is a special place, as Jim said.
And having to play it, at least when it's here in New York, having to play it a week earlier when the Garden is free. So you play your tournament a week early, then you get a week off until Selection Sunday.
Time to get everybody healthy. Time to get everybody ready for the NCAA tournament.
Yogi Ferrell at the line. Should be a very interesting year in the Big Ten. Wisconsin, the consensus favorite in the league coming in. You get Ohio State, Michigan State, Michigan. But then you look at the middle of the league, the likes of Illinois and Iowa and Nebraska and others. There's going to be a lot of great games in that league this year.
Some really quality games. Maybe they can put New Jersey Institute Technology in the league as well. I mean, they're looking for a league affiliation.
Yeah, picking up that win in Ann Arbor. How about that one?
That's one of the most shocking wins I've seen in my 30-plus years at ESPN.
Yet another Indiana turnover. That is their 13th.
I mean, it's turnover city, man. I'm going to go get some turnovers after the game with Howard Garfinkel at Carnegie Deli. But they're turning it over right here.
You just told all of America where you're going for dinner in a couple of hours.
I'm going to Carnegie Deli right after here. This is turnover city.
Maybe, firstly, it's past your bedtime. And maybe Super Garf wanted a little privacy.
Super Garf told me, come on down. I know one thing. I'm paying the bill.
Was way out on the court after that last play.
He's going to be frustrated. I mean, they're down 12, and the three-point shot has kept them there with 12. But, gee, they really having a struggle trying to get any offense going.
12-point lead, Louisville. Jones with a nice first half. The floater too strong. Johnson with a follow won't go.
And so many second and third opportunities. Really wearing them down. They're going to get Blackman some looks, man. He's going to get some looks for a shot.
Zeislav.
There's the three ball again.
He can stroke it. 43% from three-point range coming into tonight.
The way they've turned the ball over, you think they'd be down 20. They're only down 9 because of the three ball.
Nobody guarding Mathieu. He'll miss the jumper. Mascara Perea with a rebound for the Hoosiers.
Mascara Perea was really great early in the game.
Farrell. Still plenty of time.
I think one of the problems here, you got to put a Louisville defense, not getting enough shots for Blackman or Farrell.
Now down to 5. It'll be Zeislav again.
Oh, he can shoot it, man. He can shoot it. Transfer. Illinois State, right?
Yeah.
Transfer from Illinois State.
Indiana 7 for 10 from three-point range.
Came in with a reputation as a shooter. We've said so many times, Dan, how the three-point shot just changes the complexion of a game. Makes up for a lot of liabilities.
And a turnover. 2-on-1.
Got numbers. Got numbers.
Got Blackman.
He says, forget about numbers. I'm going right to the rack like my daddy did when he played for Big Blue Nation. The Hoosiers are back, baby. You got a game on. Game on, Mr. Schulman.
It is a lightning-quick 9-0 run for Indiana.
I'm going to quiet it down.
Chris Jones with a tough baseline jumper.
I love Jones and Rozier. They can play for me any day of the week, man. They play hard, they play together, they play to win, and they play defense.
You can hear an IU chant right now here in New York. Blackman with a crossover. Knocked away from behind. Got it back and draws the foul.
Averaged 33 points a game in high school, Marion High School, Marion, Indiana.
One of the best freshmen in the country to this point of the season.
I mean, I watched Russell Smith when he played here, going up and down the floor. You see a little bit of that. Jones and certainly Rozier. Russell, man, with the Pelicans. There's a guy down there by the name of Anthony Davis.
Doing pretty well this year.
21 years old. He is unreal.
You'll see them tomorrow night against the Mavericks as the first half of the ESPN NBA doubleheader. James Blackman Jr. leading all freshmen in the country in scoring.
Absolutely. Just like right there. 3 great freshmen. Okafor certainly so special. It all starts, I was talking to Rick before the game, we're talking about Okafor in the middle. How his presence creates opportunities for everyone because of the attention he gets.
Louisville can hold for the final shot of the first half. A high-scoring first half, to say the least.
Well, they got saved with that little run, Indiana, because it looked like it was ready to be blowout city. That 9-zip run put him in shape, at least to go in with respectability at half.
Down to 10. Down to 6.
Gotta watch you offensive glass now.
Jones the drive. And draws the foul. Well, he's got all kinds of moves when he gets into the paint, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really has a great ball fake, head fake, uses his body exceptionally well.
The senior from Memphis, the former junior college player of the year a couple of years ago at Northwest Florida Community College.
Hey, Rick Medina just keeps it going. He told me today before the game, I said, how am I going to do it? So, are you kidding me? I love it. I love it. I love going to practice. I said, what about losing, man? Does it take your stomach to blood? He said, Dick, you got to do one thing. Don't lose. Don't lose. So I was telling him, I said, I wrote my book how I'd be dead by 50 if I stayed in coaching.
Well,
I couldn't handle losing. He said, you shouldn't lose.
Yeah, he doesn't lose very much. Louisville's won more games over the last 4 seasons, including this one, 3+ seasons. They've won more games than any other program in the country.
Free throw line, one of their nightmares.
Pretty entertaining first half. 10-2 run by Indiana to end the first half. But it's Montrezl Harrell and the Cardinals who have the lead, 46-41, despite incredible three-point shooting by the Hoosiers. Let's go to Andy Katz and Tom Crean.
All right, thank you, Dan. Tom, obviously this game looked like there was a chance where it could have gotten away from you. How did you guys fight back?
We didn't feel that would happen. We shoot it too well. We just need to calm down a little bit and quit playing like we're in 5-on-0 offense back home where nobody can block our shot. We got to keep the ball alive when we get around the rim. We're going to get whatever we want. We really need to make 2, 3, 4 more passes, get another reversal or 2. But the bottom line is when we panned against our press, that's what they want you to do. But we fought back with that, so we just got to take our time. We want to be on the attack, but we don't want to go and drive on shot blockers and pad their stats. We want to make the next pass and get threes like we did at the end of the half.
You've got a lot of energy right now, so when you go in that locker room, how do you settle them down a little to play the poise you're talking about?
The game plan. We really were in the game, and for about 6 minutes, it's about all we've really done what we practiced to do. And if we can settle down and get that going, we're going to be a lot better, and I think we will.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dan.
All right, Andy, thank you. Dick Veitz, the success for the Cardinals in the first half. Three-point shooting, an equally big part in the first half for Indiana. 7 for 10 from three-point range in the first half. Harrell's trying to inbound it. Dick's messing with it. Meanwhile, let's go to Andy.
All right, thank you, Dan. Well, I just spoke with Louisville assistant Wyken Jones, and he was telling me that, look, we've got to stay on Nick Zeisloff. He had 3 threes in that first half. He says you cannot leave him alone because he's a great catch and shooter. As for how they can flip it again defensively, he said that the longer this game goes, he thinks that conditioning will be a factor, and that favors Louisville late in the second half. We'll see if it's true.
All right, Andy, thank you. It'll be Indiana ball off the missed shot. Louisville is 4th in the nation, undefeated at 7-0. Indiana is 7-1 on the season. Harrell is just a guy, his energy, his physicality, his athleticism, they're all off the charts. There's a kick ball, so it'll belong to Indiana. And you talked about Harrell making a great decision to come back. Absolutely great decision. But when he goes to the next level, and it's a when, not an if, I mean, he's got a motor that not very many people have.
Absolutely, and he's really improved his skill area in terms of shooting the ball, passing the ball. Was recruited by our colleague, Seth Greenberg. He had him down at Virginia Tech ready to go, and then it was a coaching change. He decided to go elsewhere.
Inbounded to Mascara Perea. The jump hook will go, and he starts the second half the way he began the first half by being a real presence.
I mean, you see flashes and moments of him down in the post. He shows potential.
Indiana down by only 3. Rozier and Jones both with good first halves for Louisville. Rozier no. Harrell missed a chippy. 2-on-1.
He didn't go up as strong there. You got to convert that. You got to make that layup.
Mascara Perea though with the rebound after the miss by Williams.
I've not seen Blackman get a shot on his own, create space off the bounce. I want to see that part of his game. I'm sure he's got it, but we have not seen it here today.
Farrell picks up his dribble, finds a cutter, and Blackman lays it in.
Nice movement without the basketball. And that's another area Rick Pitino was talking to me about. He said they move so well without the basketball. That was an example. It's always difficult to check a guy that has motion and movement. Hard, and is now a chair of a fundraising effort for the V Foundation. He'll do a marvelous job.
Jones through the hands of Onuaku, and Indiana's got a chance to take the lead.
You know, I like Tom Crean's positive attitude. You talk about people look at the glass half empty or half filled. When he interviewed with our Andy Katz, he was so positive. Yeah. So positive. We're in great shape, he said. Hey, I know we're going to make shots. I know it. I mean, you don't hear coaches talk like that.
Home loss to Eastern Washington, 7 wins, including wins over SMU and Pittsburgh, but playing a top 4 team here. They've had a lot of success the last few years beating ranked teams. Only Kansas has more wins over ranked teams the last 4 years than Indiana, and the Blackman jumper gives them the lead.
He showed me he can shoot it off the bounce right there. Squared his body, great touch. I'm going to tell you, this Indiana's team's better than what I anticipated in seeing.
First lead since there was less than 3 minutes gone in the first half. Gill with an air ball. Saved by Johnson. Hoosier ball.
I saw the Hoosiers on TV lose to Eastern Washington. I thought maybe it'd be a long, long year. They got some good parts. They got shooters. They got ball handlers.
Johnson. This should stay with the Hoosiers, and it does. Well, they have come out of the gate here in the second half with a lot of energy, and it's, you don't normally look at a Louisville team and say the other team's got more energy than they do, but early in the second half that appears to be the case.
When they're energized, I'm sure Tom Green got them all fired up. They went down double digits in that first half, and it looked like they were ready to be put away. And all of a sudden, a 9-zip run got them back in the game.
Mathiang back into the game for Louisville, and he had some really good moments in the first half.
There aren't many guys that shoot the ball, you feel it's going to go in. But when he shoots it, Blackman shoots it, you feel there's a chance it's going down. Nothing but nala.
Indiana on a 9-0 run, shooting 8 of 11 from three-point range. Montrezl Harrell.
That's their offense. Missed the jump shot, and Mr. Harrell go get it. Play a little volleyball.
Williams, top runner off the glass.
Nice attack right there by Williams. He was also really brilliant. Played brilliant early in the game. Then he disappeared. If Williams and Mascara Pereira can give them positive minutes, they can be really a good basketball team.
Their perimeter is terrific. There's Jones. Tough shot off the glass.
He's a driver. He's a slasher. You have guards, man, that can make shots like Farrell and like Blackman. That's such a big plus.
Nice feed. And an offensive foul on Mascara Pereira, his third.
Watch him walk up, down. There's the check. I think it's a good call right there. No doubt. He leaned in on. There it is. Defense is established. Makes contact with his body. You know, talking about making shots. That's why you look at the NBA level. You look at the young dynamite backcourt of Golden State. I mean, Curry and Thompson. They make shots, man. There is nothing better than guys that can make shots. You can design all the offense you want. If you've got Brick City, USA, it's a long, long night.
Colin Hartman into the game for Mascara Pereira.
He's a hustler, a scrapper, coming off that ACL injury.
As you mentioned, came back quickly, injured it in March, and was back playing at the outset of the preseason. Open look in the corner for three for Jones.
That was good basketball efficiency. Excellent ball movement, made one extra pass and got the open shot.
Williams called for the carry. And that'll take us to the under-16 media timeout here in what has become a track meet at Madison Square Garden, with Louisville leading Indiana by 1.
Tell you one thing, I like Williams' ability to get to the rim, even though he turned the ball over there. You're gonna watch this. There's the reversal. Jones knocks down the three. One by Yogi, man. Yogi.
Turning, presented by Sonic.
I like Sean Miller's club. They got great balance. They have great guard play as well as interior play. Stanley Johnson's a diaper dandy, one of the best in the country.
Here, a one-point game. Back and forth they've gone in the second half. Louisville currently leading by 1. Good defense by Yogi Ferrell. Corner three, no. Rebound Johnson. Blackman. And that's what Tom Green talked about. You can't drive it right into the teeth of the shot blockers. Got to kick it out for one more pass. Blackman didn't do it.
What he should have done is throw the ball back out to the perimeter.
Jones with a tough left-handed lay-in.
I'm going to tell you something. Jones and Rozier, they just can't. They just keep going to that basket, keep going to the basket. You're going to stay in front of him.
Jones has 16 points in the game to lead all scores. 7-0 run. All 7 belong to Jones. Rozier with a 3.
Their backcourt answering the Indiana backcourt. Nothing like great backcourt play. A lot of energy, too, when you look at Jones and Rozier.
And they've combined for 29 points in the game. 10-0 run in a couple of minutes. Green getting ready to make a couple of substitutions. The drive by Johnson in the reverse.
He's a guy that gets a little bit, not publicity or notoriety, the other two, but he's a solid player for a type of day.
Boy, when they spread you out, they can drive you. What do you do with him? How do you stop him?
Well, they're going to try to double him up. I think he get the ball out of his hands. Got to keep the ball away from him. They have no answer. It's a total M&M mismatch trying to play him on the inside.
16 and 8 for Montrezl Harrell, who comes into the game averaging about 16 and 9.
We talked about on the top of the show that we thought he'd be the difference maker.
That was a great little handoff from Hartman, and it'll result in free throws for the Hoosiers. Got an NBA doubleheader for you tomorrow night here on ESPN, presented by State Farm. You mentioned Anthony Davis before. The Pelicans taking on the Mavericks, and then Miami and Denver in the late games tomorrow night here on ESPN.
I'm going to tell you, after LeBron James, I think you got to start talking Anthony Davis. I really do. I think that's how good he is, and his upside is unbelievable. And what about LeBron? Put a show on for the royalty, the royal family?
Yeah.
How come they're not here to see us?
I don't know.
I didn't see. I was looking for Prince William. More or less, I was looking for the Duchess. Kate, she's not in the house.
I hear LeBron put on a show at the end of the game tonight. A reliable source from north of the border tells me the Raptors had the Cavaliers, and then LeBron took over in the last couple of minutes.
They're starting to roll now. Cavaliers are starting to roll.
Yogi Ferrell at the line.
Free throw line, such a positive. If the game is close, that edge goes. Certainly to Indiana. Louisville 59% as a team on the strike. So to get a body on Harrell. This shot, he is so dangerous.
And a push, I think it's going to be on Robinson of the Hoosiers.
Yeah, Robinson gets called for that push, shove. Think about Indiana, I think about one name, Robert Montgomery Knight. I think about 1976, that unblemished team. No one's been able to achieve that. And if they don't have an injury, they go maybe and win back-to-back national championships.
The year before, right? 75.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Bay got hurt.
Well, then he won another one in 81, and he won another one in 87.
He's won a few things in his life.
As is that guy. Louisville ball.
Hey, Rick Pitino's such a teacher. First time I heard about him was from a phone call from Richie Adebayo, and he became an assistant with the Knicks.
Blackshear blocked from behind. Mathiang working hard. Harrell forces it up, draws the fouls, heading to the free throw line. That was just brute strength on that play.
Incredible. They can't do anything with him on a missed shot. On the missed shot, it's his ball. That's great offense they got right there. Missed the shot, go up and get it. That's reminiscent of the days when the Hoyas were so dangerous, Georgetown, on the missed shot. Guys like Michael Graham, Patrick Ewing, pretty good memory there.
Not bad
for 75.
Yeah. So Harrell to the line. You like to see that even though he knows he wants to work on his perimeter game to the next level and expand his game, he's not getting away from his bread and butter, which is just, you know, being a force around the rim.
Yeah, be a college player. Don't worry about that. That'll come time. That's what he wants to do. He wants to help Louisville win, and win. There's an area he's got to work on a free throw line.
Missed them both. 60% on the season coming into the game tonight.
As Al McGuire would say, Achilles heel right there, making free throws.
Ferrell. And down to the rebound, Blackshear. Boy, they pushing. Both teams are pushing. Every opportunity they get.
You don't like that, though. I like to see that tempo going up and down.
Well, we've seen our fair share of 53 to 46 games in college basketball so far this year. It's nice to see teams that might actually get up into the 80s here tonight.
What about 47-40 games and 45-40 games? I like to see us go to the shot clock that they use in women's basketball. 30 seconds.
No question. There's no reason not to.
No reason.
Matthew Yang, I'll let him shoot it. He'll pass it off to Blackshear. He'll dump it off to Montrezl Harrell, and you know what that means.
Another dunk. Why not? Do a hook pass right there. Blackshear drives the lane. Penetration. The hook pass inside. Come on up. Come on up. We want pressure.
And with that dunk, Montrezl Harrell just became Louisville's all-time dunk leader.
Maybe the dunk leader, but the greatest dunker of all ever in Louisville. The doctors of dunk was Mr. Griffin.
Hey! Wow, what a move by Robinson.
Nice drive by Robinson. And certainly Williams have great driving ability. They just got to work a little bit more, being more consistent from the perimeter shooting the ball. They're going to win their share of games, Dan. They're going to win their share of games, Indiana.
They're going to put some points up on some people. Well, Jones is not afraid, all of 5'11", not afraid at all to get in there with the big guys. Actually listed at 5'10".
The veteran players have really been dominant here.
Jones forces the turnover, but then Johnson forces one at the other end.
And they run for a three. Uh-oh.
Rozier.
Uh-oh, look who's down there with him. He misses.
And a block called on Yogi Ferrell. Timeout on the floor here in the Garden.
Take a look right here. There's the kind. What a nice little drive. Robinson goes to the left hand on that drive. And there's Mr. Harrell. What a jam city. Another dunk.
Going to see this year from a presumptive All-American, Montrezl Harrell.
Well, you know, look right here. They don't find him. They allow him right here. Now he's watching the ball. He's going to sneak in a good position offensively. And there's the little bump down. Defense has got to shade him. They got to know where he is at all times. And they don't. He's able to get a little gap and find himself. He's one of the scorers in the game.
Harrell and Jones in particular with the big games very balanced for Indiana. The Hoosiers continuing to shoot a great percentage. Overall, 55% of the game, 8 for 12 from three-point range. But can they lower the turnover numbers so they get more shot opportunities?
The free throw line, a disaster, a flat-out disaster. If this comes down to the last 4 minutes, a close game, this could be the dilemma for Louisville.
Louisville is 2 for 10, is that right? 2 for 10 from the free throw line.
2 of the 2 is 1, 2 of the 10 is 5, that's 20%.
Yeah, okay, now do 3 for 11 for me, big shot.
That's about 22%.
No, it's not. Good try.
No common denominator.
Stay in your lane, Richie. 7-point lead, Louisville. Louisville in white, Indiana in red.
Try to spread the court. Beat you off the bounce.
Robinson, no. And the putback is good for Holt.
Nice job by Holt hanging around the basket. He was involved in a situation, a car accident, had been drinking, was not drunk, but he had been drinking. Got suspended for 4 games.
Devin Davis, we had the report a little bit earlier from Andy Katz as he continues his cognitive rehab after suffering a brain injury in that incident.
Someone close told me that he now has taste and smell, and that's a great sign.
Blackman, no. Harrell down with the rebound, so give Harrell a double-double now. 18 points, 10 boards, and Rick Pitino wants a timeout. The game's on ESPN Radio with Mark
right
Estes.
He's right here.
Don't hit him while he's on the air.
Right here.
Blackshear, that is big time.
See, that's his strength. He can attack the rim. He's been shooting the ball a little better, worked really hard, was diligent in his game. Rick told me all through the offseason.
Nearing the midway point of the second half, all kinds of offense in this game. Louisville leading Indiana 67-60.
There he goes, driving to the basket, kicking the goal, looking for the three off the drive.
It's the 17th Indiana turnover.
Get a little danger time now. You're getting the 10-minute mark. You're down 7. You can't afford to allow Louisville, who's an excellent spurt team, to go on a spurt.
Zeisloft into the game for Indiana.
He can shoot it.
Yeah. And now Yogi Ferrell will take a seat. So let's keep an eye on this. Remember, in the first half, this is when the Hoosiers ran into all kinds of trouble. Turned it over about 3 times in 40 seconds, and all 3 of those wound up as Louisville baskets.
Tell you, they got some great recruits coming in next year, according to Paul Biancardi. They got a terrific class coming in, one of the best that Louisville's had in quite a while, headed by a kid by the name of Donovan Mitchell, Raymond Spalding. Donovan Mitchell's a New York kid who played at Booster Academy.
Jones. Tried to shovel it into Mathiang, taken away. Here comes Williams. He's got help if he sees it. Blackman, no, and Jones with a rebound. Jones has been all over the court tonight.
He's been sensational.
Oh, what a block by Mascara Pereira.
Mascara Pereira says, hey, I'm going to make like Mr. Harrell. Show some shot block in the building. Trying to spread the court right here. I still say they're going to get more shots from Blackman. He doesn't get enough shots, man. He don't get enough shots.
Johnson still going. And fouled by Jones.
He's a good-looking freshman, Johnson. They got some good young players. Great timing here on that block shot. Mascara Pereira. There's the shot block right here. Terrific timing.
And Robert Johnson, 6'3" freshman out of Richmond, Virginia.
He's one of their strengths. One of their strengths in Indiana, making free throws.
Anton Gill and Anis Mahmoud back into the game and now for Louisville. Mahmoud, the 7-footer out of Egypt. They want to put some weight on him, but Rick Pitino really likes his skill, shooting, passing, moving the ball.
You know, Indiana was in New York last year, lost in the finals in the 2K Sports Classic, got beat by the eventual national champs, Connecticut. Earl had 18 in that game, and Napier went wild, had 27 for Connecticut. What about them losing to Yale?
Yeah, suffered a heartbreaker not only to Yale, but to Texas the week before. Buzzer beating 3-pointers from the same spot.
Hey, I can understand Texas, but Yale, we're not talking debating now, we're talking basketball.
Blackshear. Mahmoud off the side of the backboard. Got it back. Or did not. But it will stay with Louisville. Well, there have been some crazy games. There are always crazy games in November and December in college basketball. It's part of the fun, right?
Northern Florida went up and beat Purdue at Purdue.
Yogi Ferrell back in. He sat for 1 minute and 14 seconds. And right now, he's guarding Harrell on the inbounds.
Look at this. They say you can guard it. You think you'd like to post him?
Now they switch.
Smart.
2-3 zone, Indiana.
You see, the zone gives open lanes right there for the offensive rebound. And that's really hurts them. You watch Harrell hanging around the basket. His shot comes to Boston.
Gill the force, Mahmoud the follow.
Offensive glass has been a difference here tonight. Domination by Louisville out of glass. Used to do that big time with the Denny Crum era, the Hall of Famer. One thing they did when Denny Crum coach, they did it so well, they inverted their guards. They would have big guards and invert them. Play them inside, outside.
Offensive rebound. Rozier with a putback.
Everybody's in the act on the offensive glass. You get a little guards.
Well, to a certain extent, the game has gone according to form. The pressure of Louisville forcing turnovers. They're a better rebounding team. Indiana really shoots the 3 well. So each team has done some things well that they typically do. But right now, the 3s are more than being balanced out by the turnovers and the rebounds.
That is well said, Mr. Sherman. I'm telling you, got a chance and opportunity in this career.
Farrell now.
They don't make shots in the long next 7-8 minutes.
Mascara Pereira is in the game with 4. Had Mahmoud made the free throw, Mascara Pereira would have come out for Holt. The play continues. Good extra pass.
Oh, that's good extra pass. Really swung that ball. Great ball reversal. High percentage shots.
Nice crossover. Farrell, no. Rebound Mahmoud.
Nobody back. A 2-on-1. Oh, good foul. Good foul. They're not a good free throw shooting team. Had the open layup.
So the lead is 11 for Louisville with 7:19 to go in the second half. And look at the absolute domination on the glass, the offensive glass by the Cardinals. 23-8 run for Louisville.
Talk about domination on the offensive boards. What about this number? 25 Louisville, 7 Indiana. I mean, that is unreal when you give second and third opportunities like that.
That's why it's an 11-point lead. Indiana had a 52-48 lead. And they're still shooting great. They're shooting 50%. And they're 8 for 15 from 3. They've cooled off some from the perimeter. And they, as you said, they just keep giving Louisville too many chances.
And as you said earlier, even though they beat Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh dominated them on the glass as well. So that's going to be an area of concern, an area they got to work on. Do a little better job blocking out.
Don't have a lot of size. Mascara Perez 6'9", and then after that, it's Holt at 6'7", and Williams and Hartman at 6'7". Not a big team by power conference standards. So just nowhere to go. I mean, he just went where there was nowhere to go. And it's another turnover.
Yeah, that's just a little bit lack of experience, just learning how to play, young kid.
Tom Green's talked about it. The penetration's fine, but then you got to kick it out. And Johnson's going to find himself on the bench because of it.
A little inconsistency. That's going to happen. He's teaching right there. A little teaching moment. Had those great battles with Rick Pitino when he had Dwayne Wade. Those were unbelievable battles.
When he was at Marquette.
Yep. Tell you what, Marquette's in great hands. I did one of the games, and after the game, Tom Izzo said, my kids play hard always, like we saw today out of Marquette. They play so hard. Wojciechowski did a great job.
Great burst of speed by Williams.
Got to make that layup, though.
And he is fouled, and he's okay.
He has a burst of speed. Very explosive. Right there, we're going to see a little burst of speed. Boom, right to the rack.
And a little push in the back by Montrezl Harrell.
And that's really why the kid missed the free throw. Got knocked off balance. There's some teams to watch out there. People don't talk about Northern Iowa. Ben Jacobson got himself a good, solid basketball team. Wichita State, I love their backcourt. I can't wait to go there next Tuesday. In fact, I'm doing a book signing. All you people in Wichita State, get out there. The Radigan Bookstore right there on the campus. I'll be there at 3:30. You coming out?
No.
Come on, buy a book, will you?
What day?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday? How about Green Bay? They got a good team. They got a good team.
Just beat
Sykes, the
Miami.
guard, yep.
Just beat Miami.
They are good.
Give Miami their first loss.
11-point lead. 6.5 to go.
They're going to put some stops. They need some stops. Watch the missed shot now.
Rozier for 3. Largest lead of the night for the Cardinals.
He said, no missed shot here, baby. I'm putting this baby down.
Here's Blackman. Whoa. Right down the chute.
Big time player. They're going to love him there in Hoosier country. He's got nice size for a perimeter player, 6'4".
Up at the top of that zone with Farrell. There's some good guards in this game. Both
really
sides.
Outstanding guard play. If you're efficient on the perimeter, you got a chance to win.
Mahmoud called for the illegal screen. Well, we've certainly got a number of candidates from tonight for a Sports Center top 10 play. How about this one?
Well, that was bad, no question. Mr. Blackman, he's saying, Daddy, you were a good player at Kentucky, but you're not like your son.
That's Harrell right there trying to stop him.
There's Harrell. He takes it right at the All-American. Takes it right at the superstar. A little jab.
Williams. And Mahmoud thought he had all ball. Rick Pitino is incensed at the foul call.
Look at Rick. He coaches his heart out of that sideline. Somebody told me he's won a lot of games. He coaches like he's always really trying to prove that he can coach. And man, there it is. Boy, I thought he had ball.
That's clean block.
I thought a clean block right there. Rick has an argument. One of my thrills was to be a presenter with UB Brown for Rick Pitino last year when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Rick worked under UB. I showed you earlier, Richie Atabano was on that staff, called me up. He said, you should see this young guy we got on our staff. He is dynamite. I had heard his name a little bit from Howard Garfinkel. But Richie went on and on about every adjective to describe his work ethic.
His son's got a lot of the same attributes, doesn't he?
It really does.
Yep. Richard, the head coach in Minnesota. 10-point game now.
They got to come up with some stops, though. And the big stop is to be concerned where Harrell is on that floor on a missed shot. The move passes the ball well.
Blackshear knocks it down. Blackshear now with 14.
Trying to make some shots. Look at the quickness. Tremendous quickness.
And stops on a dime, too.
Terrific backcourt. They're going to really make some great music. Simon and Garfunkel, man, thinking back days. When you think about Blackman and Farrell, they're going to make some great music.
Staying in the 2-3.
Haven't been able to do anything on the defensive end. Not going to defend. They're not going to leave here with a W.
Jones, no. Indiana ball.
It was a dangerous save right there. Pulling it under the basket. They need a big three. I'll give them a lift. They need a big three. And to space the court. Look for one of the three-point shooters. By Blackman, he can shoot it.
Misses the three. Blackman comes into the game shooting 54% from three-point range. He is 1 for 5 tonight.
Take some time off the clock now. You're going to play intelligent. It's winning time.
Mahmoud, little bounce pass. Blackshear into Harrell. That is beautiful stuff.
What experienced play and what unselfish play by Blackshear. Catches the ball in the lane, and he had it reacted so quickly. He knew where his teammate was on the floor, and he knew the right guy to get the ball to. So many times down the late in the game, Dan, to get the ball to the wrong people.
Harrell's got 20 and 11. He's got 7 dunks in the game. Blackshear 14 points and 4 assists as well. Hand off to Farrell. Holt gathers, still 10 to shoot. Little push off there by Blackman, still going. And here's Harrell.
Smart, get the ball into the guards.
19 turnovers, Dick, one of the big stories in the game.
And 19 turnovers and the offensive glass. That's been the story. You can talk about all the numbers you want.
Rozier.
Making shots, making shots. They do that. They are a dangerous basketball team.
He's got 5 threes and 22 points.
And that's been their big concern, shooting the rock.
Farrell. And Harrell with a rejection. 2 Hoosiers go flying. Blackman has the 3 blocked.
Wow. Little block city right here. Louisville defense really stepping up. Stepping up at the right time and again. Oh, nice steal right there by Blackman.
And Tom Crean will use a timeout.
You know, you think about the Big Ten. You mentioned the Big Ten earlier. Suddenly,
pressure from the Hoosiers.
Spread the court really well. Put a guy in the middle. 2-1-2 against the pressure.
Our last media timeout of the night. 2:28 between Louisville and a win. Is at the Yum Center in Louisville. Imagine the environment that day.
That place will be electric. You're a lucky man going to be there. That's going to be fantastic.
Kentucky's got North Carolina and UCLA before they play that game at Louisville. Jones gets it back. Still 15 to shoot. Foul by Johnson. Got an ESPN college basketball doubleheader coming your way on Saturday. Utah and Kansas coming your way at 3:15 Eastern time. And Michigan going to try to figure it out. They lost to Eastern Michigan tonight. And they're in a tough place to try to figure it out. Taking on Arizona down in Tucson. Holiday Hoops presented by KG.
You know, as Seth said earlier, you and I were talking about it as well. They have no inside game right now, Michigan. Very difficult to win just with your perimeter players. Walton and LeVert. You got to have balance, and that's why Louisville's so effective. They're balanced. They got inside. They got players on the perimeter. They got balance. They got experience. They got good youth, and they got brilliant coaching. Very simple formula for success. If you got talent plus coaching, it usually equals W win.
Yep. And they certainly have both. Rozier adding to his career high numbers.
Van Allen reached over to me and said, this is by far their best offensive performance this year.
Now 24 for Rozier. 2 minutes to go.
Indiana showed glimpse of a team with some potential. They're going to have some exciting moments down there in Assembly Hall.
And Blackman commits the foul. An Indiana team that went 17-15 a year ago did not participate in the postseason, certainly setting their sights higher this year, but it's going to be a very competitive Big Ten.
Tell you, a conference that's going to be really good. The Big 12. There's some quality teams in that Big 12. Saw Kansas the other day. Two different halves. Florida dominated the first half over there. And what a great venue. There are many venues you could say better than certainly the venue down there at Kansas. In the second half, they were absolutely brilliant.
Iowa State's got a very good team. I got a chance to see Oklahoma down at Atlantis. They're going to be trouble for a lot of people. Farrell with a finish.
Nice little drive there by Farrell. Farrell and Blackman are going to be dynamite together. They're going to just grow with each other, get familiar with each other.
Time now for tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Unbroken. And Terry Rozier with a career-high 24 points, 6 rebounds as well. Montrezl Harrell also having a monster night. Chris Jones had a great night as well. They had a few players you could consider for this.
Absolutely. And you look at Rozier, he's certainly emulating Wade with the numbers he put on here. I tell you what, you mentioned the ACC. And the first names people say right away, right? Duke, Carolina, Syracuse, Louisville, and then they'll say, well, also Virginia. Oh, really?
Champs.
Well, let me tell you what. Champs both of the regular season and the tournament, and they are outstanding again this year. Don't count that club out.
Shutting people down.
Coach Bennett, they do a great job with their defense. They know how to move the basketball. They got some star players.
You know who's going to have a good year, too? Notre Dame looks like they're going to have a good year.
Well, they have Grant back, and that certainly helps Michael Grant. I played without Grant last year. It was a tough situation.
Blackman gets it back, puts it in. Tom Crean will use a timeout.
I like that Virginia team. They understand what a good shot is. They understand how to defend as a team. Brogdon can flat out play. Gill and their whole gang getting better and better.
Well, if you weren't with us a little bit earlier and you're a fan of a guy dunking the basketball, this guy does it as often and as ferociously as anybody.
He is fierce. He is fierce. The monster man. There he is with a monster jam. Up and away. He's the dunking machine. Mr. Harrell. He is a dunking machine. Hey, people, remember this. Jimmy V, please go to your phones and make a call. 1-800-4-JIMMY-V. Make a donation on behalf of someone you know that's battling that disease.
20th anniversary Jimmy V Classic. We're coming to you live from Madison Square Garden. Outstanding doubleheader. Nice crowd. A lot of money raised tonight, but we all have to do more.
I want to say best wishes out to Sandy Plante. Spoke to him on the phone the other day. He's battling cancer right now. Keep fighting, buddy. Keep fighting. A lot of people care about you. Got a call from Chris LaPaca. We'll call him, one of our executives.
And the Hoosiers continue to foul. We showed you the Louisville upcoming schedule. What's coming up the rest of this month for the Hoosiers?
Well, take a look right there. Butler's certainly not going to be easy. You saw Butler out there in the Atlantis. They can shoot the three.
Yeah, Georgetown's pretty good.
And I'll tell you that Nebraska is not going to be easy.
It's the beginning of conference play for Indiana at Nebraska on New Year's Eve.
Petway can play down there. Georgetown's getting better and better. Got some personnel. You saw them as well.
It'll roll in for Jones. The guards, the two starting guards, have combined for 47 points for Louisville.
That's pretty good. That'll give you a chance to win.
Yeah.
When you get that kind of perimeter play, and then you balance that off with what they get inside with Harrell. Wow. They are going to have a big year, no matter what happens in that game with Kentucky. Kentucky, to me, defensively, is the most awesome team in the country. I mean, you better make threes because you're going to get very few shots on the inside against their size.
Blackman. This is the three. Zeislov down with a rebound.
He was challenged on that one.
They're making him really work for a shot. And another foul. And now the Louisville fans getting a little fed up and starting to boo Indiana.
I just hope both these clubs, they haven't played first time since 2003, that they sit down, get together, and make this an annual game. Play regularly. And the same with Kentucky and Indiana. It should happen.
Sports Center is next here on ESPN. A busy night in the NBA. All kinds of goings on from the winter meetings in baseball.
Wow.
We're probably a little bit behind the news because we're here working, but we know about Samardzija, we know about Montero, and we know about Robertson. Yeah, if you live in Chicago, there's a lot going on right now.
Hey, where's Lester going? Where's Lester going? I know he's not going by Rays.
No.
Not going to give him the $200 million or whatever he's going to get. When he goes, then we'll hear about Scherzer.
The dominoes will start falling. That's right. Look at you.
I'll tell you one thing. The Yankees will get their share before it's over. Hey, tell me something quickly. What about my new manager with the Rays? You know him?
Yeah.
You do?
He's a great guy. A great guy.
We like him there?
Yeah, oh, you like him. Kevin Cash, yeah.
Yep.
37 years young. I'll tell you this, he
only double his age.
Yeah, he has, and half his maturity. He has barrel misses. He worked under, has worked under Terry Francona, a friend of yours and mine, one of the great managers, great guys in baseball. And Terry speaks incredibly highly. So.
Well, we lost a great guy, Joe Manning.
Yeah.
He's certainly benefiting out in Chicago with him in the Windy City. I think they're going to improve tremendously.
Indiana keeps fouling. Louisville's going to wind up getting to 100.
Be honest with you, it gets boring right now with all this foul. It gets boring. Boring. I like excitement. I like energy. I like enthusiasm. I'm rubbing your ball down. I'm bored, so I'm rubbing this ball down.
All right, well, be excited for these guys. Some of them don't get a chance to play very often.
Playing at the Mecca.
Yeah.
Kids were really excited. You know, I was reading some article. Adam Himmelsbach wrote a big article over in the Louisville paper about how Rozier, Jones were all excited about playing at Madison Square Garden.
Tim Priller into the game. Nate Ritchie into the game. Ryan Burton is checked in as well for Indiana.
Kids practice so hard, getting an opportunity, a chance to bounce the ball. There's been so many stars.
April's into the game for the second time. That's him with the ball. I think if you're Indiana, you played a great opponent and you hung in there for a long time with them. Things to learn from and things to grow from. And if you're Louisville, I mean, you can see between the guard play and Harrell and the pressure. I mean, they're going to have a great season. And Andy, they got, I guess you could say, some good news today, right?
That's right. Louisville is only going to get better if Shaquan Aaron, who was declared eligible on December 20th, he got that news today, if he ends up living up to the hype. Another big that can come off the bench. Very active. The Louisville Cardinals very high on him. It was an eligibility issue dating back to 9th grade. He told us we were down in Puerto Rico at the Armed Forces Classic that it was going to be decided. He thought around a week after that game. It took a little bit longer since they had to go back to 9th grade, but the NCAA finally rendering a decision today, and he will be eligible on December 20th. So who knows? We'll see if he can get into that game against Kentucky, which gives them another big to potentially go against that front line of the Wildcats.
Well, they're going to need another big Andy, because you look at that Kentucky team, they rotate so many bodies. They got the best front court in basketball, the second best front court in basketball, and the third best is at Wisconsin. When you talk about Decker Hayes and a kid by the name of Mr. Kaminsky.
Final seconds will tick away here, assuming Indiana doesn't foul again, and Louisville will up its record to 8-0 on the season, scoring 94 points tonight. Both guards, Rozier and Jones, with career highs, and Harrell an incredible night as well.
Well, you know, Louisville really showed a lot of class when they fell behind here in the second half, and they showed their great ability, but they just took over the game. They were down in the second half.
The final score from Madison